it's a really nice day. It's quiet. It's a national holiday. And most people are not here. There's a few. Actually, got some good targets underneath the walkway. It just seemed like such an obvious target. And nothing dramatic, just a couple of pennies and a nickel and a stainless steel screw. They are grooming this beach. I don't remember the last time I saw this beach groomed, but they're grooming it. For those of you that don't know what grooming a beach is, they come down the beach with a tractor. There are several kinds. Some actually sift out the trash. I don't really think they do a good job of picking up coins or anything like that. They're looking for bigger stuff like bottles and bags and cans and junk like that. But they can redistribute. And that can get quite upsetting because they will bury stuff on you that you would have reached otherwise. Alright, let's see what we got. We are in the surf line, and I think I'm going to get hosed. Really don't feel like getting wet. Oh, look what we got. See them? Aren't they cute? People catch these little, they call them sand fleas or whatever. And they will burrow back into the sand in a blink. Not in the mood for this. I know it's funny. I'm laughing too. It's possible I get it. More likely I won't, but if you're looking for shells, I got them. Oh, nada. Whatever it is, it's deep. It's ringing in this range where you want to know what it is. I'll just say it like that. It can totally be nothing, and I'm thinking it is. Because what happens is, at least down here, people can argue all they want. But when you get the detector in and out of the water, it starts with... Okay, so we are 15 feet from where we were before. And we've got a single number target. It's negative numbers again. And I'll tell you, like I was trying to say, digging on this beach with a detector that doesn't have discrimination, that really works, would test the patience of a saint. I'm curious because it's ringing between 0 and 2. Could be anything from trash to small jewelry. See these numbers? Right now it's at 0, but it was like, it's like 1, 6, 3, 2. No, it's definitely worth digging. Whatever it is, it's out of the hole. Oh, I see it. The blast. See that? For those of you that think that bottle caps only ring around, I don't know, 14, you can see it. It's stuck to the neodymium magnet with 3 of its friends and 1 block of iron. And the signal is gone. That's why it was bouncing around in the negative, but I thought for laughs and giggles, because it was also in the single numbers, maybe it made friends with a piece of jewelry and they're in the same hole. So, you know, I hate digging too. But if you really hate digging, this is the wrong hobby for you. So, you know, you watch these other people on YouTube besides me, and I just got started, and I had a huge break because of COVID-19, and not doing much of anything, and kind of vegging out, and then I pulled my... Yeah, I hear it nulling, so there's more crap down there. Alright, so let's get out of... We are out of all metal. I'm just going into all metal when I need to go into all metal. Well, we're on something. right there. All right, time to dig. Another target. Okay, whatever it is, it's out of the hole. It is, ta-da, it's a dime. Yeah, it's definitely a dime. Cool. You know, I'd almost say it's the thrill of the hunt, because if all you have on your mind is, where is my next ring? It could be a very lonely day, week, month, year, depending on where you're detecting. You have to go for the fun of it, the thrill of it. Sorry, my hair is in the way. And we are down the beach. We are operating at a sensitivity of 20. You know, this is Dania Beach. So Dania Beach is a couple miles south as the crow flies from Fort Lauderdale Beach. And because there is a lot less human activity on the shoreline in terms of restaurants and bars and things like this, the level of EMI is much lower here. So how do you translate that into English? Well, if you want to detect on Fort Lauderdale Beach, you're probably better off with a pulse induction detector, because I had to operate between 15 and 18 on the sensitivity scale, and I thought, okay, this detector is it's busted, right? It's busted. It's the detector's fault. Well, yes and no. I mean, I think, look, let's start with the fact it's a VLF detector. It's not a pulse induction detector. EMI is not a VLF detector's best friend. If you even think for a blink that it doesn't matter for you, well, sorry, but it does. It's starting to look like a dime. I'm really liking my boots. We gotta talk about those. This is interesting. Now oh no. It went to -6. So either it made friends, the good target made friends with a piece of iron. It's totally possible. Okay. We're close. Oh, come on, give me a break. There it is. The elusive penny. It's a copper. 1961. Ah, good fortune. That's an old penny. About 60 years old. Wow, really cool. So as far as pennies go, I dug zinc pennies today, and I dug relatively new pennies, not zinc, the clad ones that are basically sprayed with copper from a mile away and are otherwise zinc. Well, I guess they're all zinc. If they weren't made between, what, 1982, I guess it is. So, the one I just took out of the hole was a copper. And that's the flip side of what the new ones are. The old ones are 95% copper and 5% zinc. And the new ones are 95% zinc and 5% copper. Okay, right there. Hair alert. Okay. My hair is very long. I love it. One of these. In case no one sees it through my hair. It's a zipper. Zipper pull. See that? Is it? Yeah. It's a zipper pull. Is that really it? Come on, give me a break. Okay. Haha, laughs and giggles. You know, I see people digging the zipper pulls, and I laugh at them. I'm like, I don't have zipper pulls on my beach. You do. Then again, they're digging up gold rings and stuff. I'll be lucky if I dig up gold foil. But I never quit. I have a Garrett metal detector. I'm thinking about getting another one. So the one I have right now is a Sea Hunter 2. It is in the world of pulse induction detectors. It's a basic detector. Very, very sensitive. I have 2 coils for it. I've got the standard coil, which I think is an 8 or a 7 diameter mono. And I have I think it's a 10 by 14. It's a mono. Now, mono coils do not look like double D coils from a side profile of the scan beam. A mono coil forms like an ice cream cone under the coil. And so the deeper you go, the smaller the search area. There it is. This is going to be another lesson in hilarity and entertainment. Alright, let's see if we can get it. I just saw negative numbers bouncing around. Okay, we're leaving it. I am not even going to screw with that. It went from 7 to negative 6. So for those of you I got the scoop too low, and I think it's picking up the scoop. This in and out of the water stuff. The in and out of the water stuff is fritzing out the detector. Okay, you have it in pinpoint. It's telling me it's penny. I saw values 25, so who can say? It's out of the hole. How do you know about that? Maybe. I saw a penny, I think. Okay, where are you? I see it. I'm gonna recheck the hole. No, it's a dime. Shoot. Wow. I guess I was right. It was like ringing 22, 23, 24, 25, something like that. Listen, a little hint. For those of you who got it in your head, you don't dig pennies. It's time for some brainwashing or rethinking, however you want to phrase it. Because the only thing you probably shouldn't be digging unless you're digging for relics is negative numbers. And for that matter, now this could be a screw top, could be somebody's ring. So you should be digging everything -1, not 0, and everything positive all the way up to probably about 38. 39 and 40, which I believe is the top of the range, is likely to be what they call iron wraparound. And for those of you who have no idea what iron wraparound is, the iron is so big that it wraps around on the back side. Remember, you're on a continuous, it's like looking wrapped around a jar, okay? Or a, well, think about it, okay? The numbers wrapped around a jar, they go all the way around the jar. Well, guess what? 40 meets -9 on the back side. Okay, so large iron can ring like up at the top of the range. It's not silver. It could be large iron. Well, whatever it is, I got it. I see it. I'll tell you one thing. You got bad eyes. What is this? I guess it's a penny that is really gnarly. Yeah, I guess. Looks like, I'd say. Alright, recheck the hull and keep going. So let me start over. Anyone who says I don't dig pennies because I'm not out to dig pennies, well, it may not be a penny. It could be a piece of gold that is ringing in the same range as pennies. And if anyone I just took a nickel right off the beach. No detector required. Nickel, nickel. I'd say it's been down there a bit. Trying to pull a date off of it. We're gonna look at that later. I think I'll do a wrap up today. And we'll find out what the date is. This beach is this is the only place you should be working in, this beach. Ooh. Anyone see that? It's a gar. It's a green gar. See him? There he is. Isn't he pretty? Could be an eel. It's right there. He's got a jet if I get any closer. He's right there. Wow. Alright. Let's remember why we're here. So, dig the bloody pennies, will ya? But you don't know, it could be a ring that's ringing like a penny. Or it could be a dime, it's just ringing low. How the heck do you know? Just don't dig negative numbers unless you're out relic hunting. Alright, well, we've got a 2. And it's squawking like a goose. -6. Anyone see that? -2, -5. Da 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 da. Okay. Song ends with, I'm not digging it. I've got to target a deep one. Where are you? I'm thinking this is iron. Okay, we're in all iron, or all metal. Honking. Negative numbers. Well, sounds like it's singing the song I'm a penny, but definitely have to out of the hole. Got it. And that's what it is. It's penny. Shiny new one too. But we will recheck the hull. Always recheck the hull. Because there's nothing to say that there can't be 2, 3, 4 or more things in the hull. See, now it's ringing negative numbers. So in this case, let's decipher what that could be. You've got a penny sitting above in the strata, shall we say, like pennies at 6 inches, honking like a goose. And what I mean by that is, some people call it nulling out. Iron nulls it out. Yeah, it's nulled out. We're getting to the point where I'm going to start getting in the water and detecting. And I'm going to do everything and anything to find the treasure. I think I'm going to talk to the lifeguard before I jet. A lot of negative numbers. Okay. Got a camera full of hair. Okay, we're on a target. We are getting ready to wrap up today. It's been a interesting, very boring start. But it got better towards the end because you guys are keeping me company. That is going to be a wrap. I'm going to talk to the lifeguard for a second and see what he says. So this isn't going to be on film, but we can maybe talk about it afterwards on the ride home. Hey. Hello. How's it going? Good. How are you doing? Good. I'm filling my holes. Oh, okay. I'm filling my holes. So, question is, do you guys allow air compressors off the coast? Like offshore?
What's that?
Air compressors. You know, for diving.
Oh, like brownie?
Yeah, well, not gasoline.
Oh.
So they're 12 volt and they're really quiet.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't believe in the gas ones.
Yeah.
It's too much racket.
Yeah.
So, is there a rule on this or what?
It's all the same as diving or whatever. You either have to be south, like from the Renaissance, or north of the pier.
North of the pier.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely no diving here. Like within what? How many yards? Is it 100 yards? 50 yards?
Here it's almost 300, but it's about 150 meters.
Okay.
So I just go by the pier.
Just go by the flat, like outside the markers?
Like outside the pier, you're fine. You know, like put in way down there or way up there, and then when you come in, try to come in the same place. If the wind's pushing you and stuff, sometimes you give people a break, consideration.
Right.
We don't want you to really it's just for bathing, kind of, So people go out there all the time. Just make sure your flag is flying. And how long of a
hose?
Yeah.
A hose? I haven't decided to probably do 50, maybe 75. Because I don't really want to be far from the compressor or from the flag.
take the flag with you.
I'm aware. So, but you know, I don't know what's the profile of the seafloor.
It just gradually goes down. I mean, there's like a little sandbar right there, and there's a first reef, like
So at the first reef, how deep is that?
12 feet, 15 feet, shallow. You know, maybe even 10 feet.
So it just goes like that, just drop off.
It kind of goes I mean, there's a little sandbar right there, and then it kind of goes gradual. And then there's a second reef, which is probably a little bit better. This reef is mostly covered with sand.
Yeah, I'm not after fish or sightseeing. I'll be out there with a metal detector.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking at the first reef.
You can see the coloration change if you have.
I see it. I do. It's maybe about 50, 60 yards.
Yeah, about 75 yards.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna fill some.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No problem.
Trying to stay on the right side of not getting in trouble.
That sounds fun. Underwater.
This is a good unit. This is Minelab.
That's cool, man.
You need patience, a lot of patience. So I don't know if you guys heard that, but he basically was saying that you need to be like north of that pier. It kind of kills it because I don't know. And he said like, or farther out than about 150 meters. I guess it would be worth a couple of dives to find out whether or not it's worth it. Because what you're looking for is a profile change in the bottom, and just taking a minute to unload a couple of items from my pocket I really don't want in my pocket, including keys and aluminum and all kinds of crap. Another pull tab. So, it's the end of this video, but we will be diving eventually. This channel is not about going on the beach alone. It is more than that. So stay tuned, and thanks for joining today. It's really a beautiful day. There's the marina, trying to balance the scoop so it doesn't go racing down the stairwell. This is yacht capital of the world. Don't anybody tell you different. And this is just a little marina here. The big yachts, the 100-meter yachts, the 120-meter yachts, if you can believe it, they are north on the Intercoastal in Fort Lauderdale off 17th Street Causeway. All right, if you guys don't see what you want to see and you have a recommendation, let me know. So we're doing the, what did we find today? And we found, this is a pretty new, it looks like 2014. It's a nickel. This is what the most gnarly penny I think I've ever had. But I know there's worse. Here's another gnarly one. Here's one that's right behind it. Gnarly. Aluminum. Stainless steel screw. Actually worth keeping. Dime. Penny, 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 dime, nickel. I'm really happy when I find nickels because it means I'm doing something right on the way to finding gold. And so for those of you that don't know, or maybe you do, or you need a refresher, nickels ring in the same range as gold, and they ring in the same range as these little buggers, right? And it really depends on how corroded they are. It depends on who made the bottle cap. It depends on what alloys are in it. Somebody loves Corona. Corona 19 beer, right? And this is straight up iron. And this was, I think, pulled underneath the stairs, and it gave all kinds of weird signals. A lot of times when you get weird signals, they're all over the place. Your numbers are just like, what the heck am I digging here? It's a quarter, it's a dime, it's a nickel, it's a penny, it's God knows what. Well, often it's this kind of crap. So they get picked up by the neodymium magnet inside the scoop. You can see a big freaking bar magnet there, and there's a couple of 25 millimeter diameter epoxy coated neodymiums that are there for shall we say added support. This is a nightmare, as everybody knows. It's aluminum, it rings, all kinds of weird values that can interfere with your ability to determine what you are digging, and that is it. So that is the game for today. And we also found somebody's car key, which I bet they were very sad to lose. Found that under the stairs as well, under wood stairs that lead from the parking lot to the beach. It's like a crossover, and a bunch of aluminum pieces, and that's it. All right, until the next adventure, we're out.